Part of your day will be managing breaks between sections. Select each segment for some pointers. While students are mid-test, write the time for the next break on the board, both when it will start, how long it is, and when students will need to return. Indicate, too, that beverages and snacks are permitted during breaks. Ideally, snacks and beverages should be consumed outside of the testing room, but this may not be possible at all test centers. Please make sure that eating or drinking is never allowed near testing materials. While the students are out, walk around the room to check that all test books are closed and that all answer sheets are inside the test books. You don't want students to copy each other during breaks. Be aware that test takers are not to discuss the test during breaks, nor can they use their phones. They will need to be supervised while they are out of the room. Hall proctors or the test supervisor can cover this role. As test takers return to the room, review your room count or attendance sheet to ensure they are supposed to be there. During the testing, you will need to engage in active proctoring. What is active proctoring? Active proctoring involves a combination of walking around the room, observing test takers, watching for irregularities, watching the time, and in spare moments, reading ahead in the script to make sure you are comfortable with the next stage you need to announce. Do you know what to do if your active proctoring uncovers a problem? Generally, you'll find the problem addressed in the irregularity chart provided in your supervisor's manual. There, you will find solutions and actions you should take right away. Then, if applicable, you will follow up by noting the incident in your irregularity report as described in the chart. Once the test is done, you would return a completed report of irregularities. Here's an example. The associate supervisor has completed the script for the reading portion of the test. Not 2 minutes in, she notices a test taker texting on her phone and leaving the phone on her desk. The associate supervisor knows the phone isn't permitted and has to handle the situation. Exactly how to handle it will be in the irregularity chart. Open this irregularity chart and see if you can find the correct action. The associate supervisor knows the phone is prohibited and finds the issue identified under prohibited aid or calculator use when not permitted. She sees that she will need to collect the test book and answer sheet, dismiss the test taker, and destroy the answer sheet without submitting a fee for that student. The chart also identifies how to report the incident. Here, she'll fill in the irregularity report for this issue following the directions. Here's a different situation. For this one, you'll need to solve the problem on your own. Open the irregularity chart and then select on the test taker to see what the issue is.
I put my answers in the wrong section.
The student indicates that he started working in the wrong section of the test book. What should you do? Review the irregularity chart and select the correct response. And how will you document this? Helping a test taker with a specific issue has the potential to take up a lot of your time. If it happens, you may lose track of the rest of the room. Consider asking the proctor to pick up active proctoring while you deal with this test taker, or ask a proctor to bring in the supervisor for the same task. These strategies will enable you to maintain fair testing in the room. Also, familiarize yourself with the irregularity chart before test day. This will give you confidence on what to look for and an indication of responses. The final section of the test is now complete, and you've directed the test takers to stop working. Can they just leave now? Test takers can't just leave when they're done. But to simplify dismissal, your role is scripted in the manual, just like other portions of the test. You'll direct the students to remain seated while you collect materials. Here are a couple tips. Collect test books and answer sheets in the same order you distributed them. Make sure answer sheets aren't stuffed into test books. It is even recommended that you shake out the test books to be safe. Make sure you have a test book and answer sheet from each student. Make sure that all students have indicated their name, grade, and school code on their answer sheets. Once collected and confirmed, you can dismiss the test takers, replace all materials to the kit, and return everything to the supervisor. Supervisors and associates have one more responsibility they share. All the test materials need to be reconciled. Ultimately, this means ensuring that the test materials distributed are the same as the ones returned. Test books, unused answer sheets, and used answer sheets have to come back with nothing missing and be counted. Associates, plan to return materials in that order with your SIR on top. If your school has used the test room cover sheet, adding it to the top of the returned materials will help supervisors confirm they've received back all test materials from all rooms, distinguish at a glance standard and non-standard test rooms. Feeling good about your role on test day? Despite the fact it only happens a few times a year, think of test day as a kind of routine. You'll get your materials, take them to the test room, make sure the test room is adequately arranged, and add information to the front board. Then, once you've admitted students, you'll distribute their test materials, read through the scripts, and make sure students are tested fairly, which you'll do through active proctoring. Keep an eye on the time, manage the sections and breaks, and everything will go very smoothly. When you're done, make sure to collect everything back, let the students out, and breathe a sigh of relief.